Now we're going to throw it down to Matt right before the match here. Matt?
Thanks, Mike. Here with the number 2 seed, Anthony LaCaze, and, of course, Dave Beres, who's been rolling all his opponents thus far. What do you think about that, Tony, going into this match here?
Well, much respect to Dave. He's a great bowler. Just going to have to bowl well this match.
Dave, any comments towards that?
I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. Tony's going to probably throw a pretty good game, so I got to make good shots, and hopefully they fall my way.
Well, it sounds like we're going to have a great match here, Mike. Looking forward to it. Good, best of luck to both of you gentlemen. Thank you. Back to you, Mike.
All right, there you have it. That's Matt McNiel down the lanes talking to the players before the match. We'll see who starts where. Looks like Tony wants to start the match on the left lane. Oh, last-minute decision here? Last-minute decision? Nah, Tony was going up to bowl, and now it's Dave. Dave's going to start the match. Dave will have bowled about 150 games in this tournament.
Just about. Pretty close. Pretty close there, Mike. Pretty close. Actually, he'll have 8 plus 6. Well, what's not? It doesn't matter. It's a moot point because he's got a great look at the pocket. Looks like he's made a ball switch here on 33-34, which has been one of the higher scoring pairs in the house. So I expect to see a very entertaining match here. Of course, the winner of this earns the right to face our tournament leader, Derek Sapp.
Derek Sapp has been sitting around just throwing a few balls. It's been a long time since he's thrown a ball, a couple of hours.
Here's our first look at Tony LaCaze. Boy, that looks pretty, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
That's a PBA champion right there.
Tony's sporting a little bit of the bling today, actually.
He is. He's got the bling going, and, I could just see in his eyes, he's like, you know what? The train stops here, my friend. If you got the money, I got the time.
Dave Beres says, we'll just see about that, Tony LaCaze.
Yep.
Right on top of the players now, man.
It's a great view here for all you watching at home. Oh, and
high flush. It was a high flush strike.
These guys are coming out blazing. I love it. I'd love to see like a repeat of the True Value, just strike for strike for strike. I know if Dougie Fresh is watching, I'm sure he liked that one. Dave Beres trying to answer the call here. Second frame.
10 back for Beres. Mike Flanagan alongside Matt McNiel. I'm from InsideBowling.com. Matt McNiel, 900 Global Amateur Staffer, USBC Eagle winner, multiple Eagles. Pleasure to be sitting here calling the action with you today, Matt.
Well, thank you, Mike. It's a pleasure to be here up here in the booth with you, and also being able to interview all the great players we had in the field this week. 189 players in the field, almost a sellout. Dave Beres now up on the attack, third frame.
Oh, man.
And Dave Beres says, sweet, sassy molassie.
Well, players are perfect through, 2 plus 2.5. This has been a weekend of halves. We've actually got our cameras set up on lane 32.5. The catwalk here reminds me of the Reno Stadium, actually, but instead of the red carpet, they've got Brunswick Pro Lane down.
Max says, booyah.
Booyah.
That would be a reference from the SNL skit. As Tony goes high, ending his string. The 3-6-10.
Little left to target.
I always liked how on the old telecasts, a player would leave something and Schenkel would always be the 3-6-10, Bo. And Bo would go into his spiel on spare shooting, and then he'd always curse somebody because he said, routine spare, or no problem getting this, and then you see the player with it. And I always enjoyed that part of the telecast. So Anthony, no trouble on the spare there in the third frame. Finds himself in a 13-pin arrears. 7 frames to play in the semifinal championship match.
Loser of this match takes home $1,800.
That's a good payday. And a fast 8.
Well, what do you call that? Do you call that a good break or a bad break?
I call that a good break. He had the 9 standing up there.
Could have easily been the 4-9.
Easily, that could have been a 4-7-9. As we see that the how reactive today's equipment is, just showing no respect for the 3-pound, 10-ounce pins out there, just cutting through the heart of the pocket, leaving the 4-7. And LaCaze makes his spare, giving him 65 through 3 spare working.
And
now
here's
Mr. Dave Beres.
Steady Eddie here, Dave Beres.
Who just keeps on. He's like the Energizer Buddy or
Timex watches.
the Timex watch.
Takes a licking and keeps
on ticking.
Great look at his style. Oh, and fortunate.
That's a good break
Another
there.
break. So break for break here, both players. It's interesting, this 2.8 to 1 ratio lane pattern that was put out is sport compliant, and it's generated pretty low scoring pace, and that's certainly coming out throughout all the matches we've already broadcast, but right now as well. These guys are able to get some strikes up on the board, but you don't see too many 9 counts, not too many taps, really.
No, except for in I think the biggest tap match was between me and Matt Smith. There was a lot of great shots throwing. Matt made a lot of good shots. I made a lot of good shots. I think that was definitely could have been a higher scoring match. But otherwise, it's been 7 and 8s, and we've seen when the players tend to miss, they get 7 or less. So match still up for grabs, as we only have 4 frames in the books. We'll see what happens here with 5. Oh no. That shows you how easy it can slip away here, Part.
Little chink in the armor there.
And he now leaves himself the big 4, and he's just going to take the smart thing and take 2.
We got ourselves about a tie match here if Tony's clean here in the 5th.
Actually, Tony can take a 3-pin lead and actually parlay that into 13 if he can get up and double here in the 5th and 6th frames.
But if he would go 7 spare, we would be tied.
Through 5, semifinal championship match here at the Fusion Realtors Open. That's a better shot there. Oh no, it didn't come up. I thought that it was nice. He got through that shot. He really trusted that, and that's one of the things. All the guys watching back home, that's a great tip. You see how Tony just really trusts as a must, or your game is a bust, and he really just gets through the shot. Lucky to only leave the 2-pin routine spare for Tony. So through 5 frames.
It's a 2-pin match.
It's a 2-pin match.
You know, LaCaze opened up with that huge double. Looked like he was really comfortable. Looks like he missed a little in on the shot on the left lane. From up here, that's what it looked like. And since then, he goes 7, 8, 9. I look for LaCaze to step up here, get on the approach, put 10 back, and apply the pressure to his opponent, Beres.
And Beres, who's sitting on the bench with a big 4 taste in his mouth, is really going to have to regroup, come out and make a couple good shots. Oh, well, lean on it.
Oh, leaner.
Oh.
Look at the shrapnel
Tony
going over there.
Tony begging for that one, pleading for that 6-pin to just nudge that 10 a little more, but not to be. He'll have to settle for 9 spare and a 1-pin lead through 6 frames of the semifinal match here at the 2012 Fusion Realtors Open.
Our team in the booth missed that one. Our camera clickers missed that shot for our folks at home. I apologize for
The
that.
guys out in the truck, you mean?
Yep.
I'm sure the network executives will be having a talk with them. Now Beres up in the 6th frame. Must regroup after that big 4. Great shot there, a little high. Gets away with it. 7 and 9 last to go. Now Dave Beres with another strike. Will inherit a 9-pin lead with just 3 frames to go in this championship match.
Semi-final.
Oh, yeah, semi-final championship match. Running it out. Oh, yes, he likes it. Big double for Dave Beres.
Oh, big strike for LaCaze. 2 back-to-back great shots.
Once again, the possibility of a tie exists. Beres were to go 9 spare and just fill out frames. Was he stealing boxes out back? All right, LaCaze steps up left lane, 8th frame. Needs to answer the call of Dave Beres. Strike working.
It's 3 shots in a row, Matt. Great shot making by Anthony LaCaze.
Just phenomenal.
Both players working on doubles now. Tony will sit down for a little bit, see what Dave can do. Dave throwing Brunswick Alpha Max.
And Tony throwing the Ascent Purple. That's what the guys in the chat room say. Dave Beres to get back on the attack here. 8th frame.
Well, Beres has been steady all day. We've seen it. No surprise there. 3 in a row. Matt, if you would have made it into this stepladder and you had to bowl either one of these guys, would you really want to face either one of these guys right now?
I'd love to face him on 39 and 40 or 41, 42. Those were great pairs for me. And I definitely feel like I could have beat Beres down there, but was not to be this weekend. I like that. Mac just had a great comment. Oh, and another clutch shot for Dave Beres.
Mac, that's a great suggestion. We'll use that. We'll take that forward. We will officially name right now, officially at InsideBowling.com, the chat room is now going to be referred to from this day forward as the paddock.
And with that strike, Dave Beres cannot be shut out. No matter what LaCaze does, Dave Beres is in control of his own destiny. 9th frame.
So, is that a break, Matt, or is that not a break?
Well, at this juncture in the match, Mike, he really was pleading with that one to strike. And 9 spare here really just about almost shuts out his chances of moving on to the championship match. Although we've seen stranger things happen. But LaCaze, the best he can do now, 222.
Which is still a greatly bowled game on this pattern.
That's a hell of a game. But will it be enough? We will find out in just one frame here.
Well, you know Tony's going to get up and throw a couple of good shots here. He's got nothing to lose. Well, a couple of higher hits here. Could have gone, certainly. We saw a couple of trip outs in some of our earlier matches, but for Tony, it's still an unbelievable weekend of bowling. He's bowled phenomenally well with his motive equipment, and Anthony LaCaze is going to come home third. Dave Beres continues to roll. He's a train with about 90 cars he's pulling behind it.
Yep, Anthony finishing up with a 210, but it will not be enough to sideline Dave Beres. Just stay behind the foul line, stay in the building. He will be your winner and move on to face Derek Sapp in the championship match.
Dave now just kind of goes up and throws a tester shot in the middle of the lane.
The rester.
Leaves the 3-6. I'm sure he'll cover that up. Get another tester shot. And we'll get everything moved over to lanes 31 and 32 to bring you our final match. It's finally the end of the day here. We're running through the tape here at the end of the finish line. Dave Beres is going to bowl for the title against Derek Sapp. Derek Sapp has had a 100-pin lead over everyone else in the tournament. Most of it was gained in his first 5 games of qualifying. And we're going to get to see what he does now in the last game of the tournament, seeing if he can derail this train known as Dave Beres. It's 230 to 210, Beres over LaCaze. Mike Flanagan from InsideBowling.com. Thank you for being here with us with the Fusion Realtors 2012 tournament. And we will be right back with more coverage here from Cadillac Lanes in Waterloo, Iowa.